In 2018, then President Donald Trump came here to southeast Wisconsin to break ground on a new manufacturing plant. The plant was ultimately a failure. And years later, as if to rub it in, President Joe Biden arrived here to announce the arrival of another plant on that same land to create thousands of new jobs. But none of that seems to be on voters' minds. Polls show the economy is Wisconsin voters' number one concern, but it's still all about the two G's, gas and groceries.
Certainly gasoline prices are much more expensive than they were under the Trump administration. Grocery prices continue to escalate.
Kamala Harris supporters point to the larger picture.
The World Bank itself has said we have the strongest economy in the world coming back from that pandemic, and we're lifting up the rest of the world. We're keeping everybody afloat.
Presidents tend to get too much credit for an economy that's booming and too much criticism for an economy that's struggling. So both sides can spin Trump's presidency before and after the pandemic.
If you're trying to get out the message that the economy is improving and yet people still feel the pinch, how do you reach them and say that Harris is your person?
You know, when you look at the economy that the Biden administration was handed, it was in the dumps. It was bad. Is there inflation? Yes. But you really can't blame it on the administration right now. Blame it on corporate greed where it belongs.
But Wisconsin's leading pollster says marginal improvements in inflation in recent weeks may not come fast enough to help the Harris campaign.
Those economically focused voters have been telling us a consistent story since January that they're unhappy with the Biden economy, and they look back on the Trump economy as a positive one.
And Harris has to balance the promise of a better economy while still defending the Biden economy. Longtime Republican strategist Ken Brown says she's failing.
If it's a feeling race, it's going to be about, let's vote for the pretty girl. She's due, right? If it's about facts, Donald Trump ran a better economy in this country than Joe Biden and or whoever's pulling his strings.
Wisconsin's a state where pollsters say the voters are more evenly divided, more polarized than just about anywhere else. But if there's anything that could pull a voter to the other camp, it could come down to food and fuel. Andy Roesgen, TRT World, Wisconsin.